My family yells at me, they're like, you're there too much, you're not paying for this. And I've had to just frame it in my mind as this week is volunteer week. It's volunteer week. Final day of volunteer week. Good morning, and of course the heater just turned on the second I hit the record button. It is 7:15ish, and I just got Sebastian on the bus, just woke up Jax. Been talking with the elementary school because they have needed somebody to work the lunch shift for Cinco de Mayo for a couple weeks. My favorite cafeteria monitor, hostess, whatever they call them, put in for a day off, which she never ever does. Totally deserves it. Just nobody has been available. I was already signed up for the middle school book fair. Still am. But they're like desperate. They're like, if you can even give an hour, they're sending this out to the mailing list. So I wrote to them, I'm like, well, if it's slow, maybe I can leave at 10:30 and come. I don't know. She was confused at first because they're having a book fair, I think in a week, or maybe a week. I just got the papers for it. So she's like, no, we don't have a book fair right now. That's next week. When? May 12th. Okay, so a week after. And so I wrote back again. No, I'm so sorry. I meant the middle school. I'll be at the middle school. So I guess they have 2 people signed up, and the middle school book fair was not looking promising because of what they sent being really below middle school level. It was just a hot mess on the day, and I felt very useful because I did get everything that wasn't working again. It was a team effort. But as I was stationed at their little table in the lobby, I did figure out the final bits and bobs that weren't working. So I feel like my time was worthy then. But I don't know if 2 people are needed, if it still is dead, like 3 customers dead. So I will have to see. Maybe I can. Hey! No, come on. I hate to be the one to ask to leave an hour early, but it's just an hour. Not busy, and then I can zoom straight over to the elementary school. Wear myself out there. I'm like, are you sick of me yet? I've been there almost all week. It's like ridiculous. My family yells at me, they're like, you're there too much, you're not paying for this. And I've had to just frame it in my mind as this week is volunteer week. It's volunteer week. Final day of volunteer week. Anyway, he should be done soon. I'm going to start making his bagel. Probably he's gonna want one of those yummy donuts that Sebastian only ate, I don't know, maybe 3 bites out of his. I brought home my fruit cup that I had made myself for lunch because I just didn't have time to eat everything. I made it through my sandwich and a bite of fruit because kids needed to go to the bathroom. So he ate that instead. Anyway, okay, I'm just talking too much. I'm gonna go start. Right, I just did my book fair shift out in the hall again. In the front doors. It was basically a repeat of Monday, except that we were all set up and there was a huge rush of kids. The second I sat down, like there was kids piled up before I even got into the seat, so it was a flurry. And then pretty slow, just a trickle. There is another volunteer, so she started coming out the last hour I was there to observe as I checked people out. There's really nothing for 2 volunteers to do. I don't know what she was doing in the library because there's already 3 librarians in there manning the books. So I don't feel too guilty. I feel slightly guilty because I don't think that lady wanted to be sitting out in the hall. I'm an extroverted introvert. I'm completely content to sit alone out in the hall, but I'm also content to talk to Jax's teachers who were out there again. I guess they had the same shift all week. Anyway, I'm gonna go drive straight to the elementary school now. Bye. I'm so tired. So tired. So many kids. They're so loud. It's crazy. My hands don't want to work anymore. I hope. Hey, I'm gonna call Jake.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I forgot to call Jake. Hello. I'm a mess, sorry. Oh, nice. It's cooled down nicely in here. I was getting a little warm. I just got Sebastian to bed. It is almost 10. He probably fell asleep about 20 minutes ago, but I was editing everything I had up until this point. So I came to give you the rest of the day's updates. I spoke to you after the book fair, and I did head straight to the elementary school. Yesterday, when I was checking out the wonderful security guard, who now knows me well, she was not expecting me to be here. She was like, "Will I see you tomorrow?" I was like, "No, you will not. I'll be at the middle school." And then I rang the doorbell. And she's like, "Mrs. Siegel, you're back." I'm like, I couldn't stay away. As always, she had my pass ready by the time I was in there. And yeah, I was back. But just headed over. I mean, I like to be early there. I like to be 10 minutes early walking the door, but not only was I coming straight from the middle school and cutting it close, but all the parking spots on the side lot outside of the cafeteria were taken, which is a shorter walk to the door. I had to park in the back, which takes a couple minutes to walk all the way around. Maybe just doing it feels like a lot, and it does make me lose a lot of time, so it might be 2 minutes. But yeah, I walked in and the kindergartners, two of the classes were already there. Some of the kids from the class I taught ran over and hugged me. I was like, oh, hi, so-and-so. And she's like, I'm not so-and-so. I'm like, you're going to have to tell me your name 10 times, and then I will remember. Honestly, I'll remember her now because she corrected me. But another girl hugged me immediately after. The one who kept complaining that her tooth was hurting right at the end of my little classroom. I don't know if I mentioned that, but she's like, my tooth is bothering me. I'm like, I'm about to go. Can you just tell your teacher? Like, literally 2 minutes. I don't want to send anybody to the nurse. But she came up and hugged me and then said her name because I had gotten the other girl wrong, and she said her name, so she said her name, and it was a beautiful Indian name that I don't remember, but I remember it started with an S, so I'll eventually learn them. I do remember the troublemaker's name, who was a wonderful artist. Anyway, yeah, just dove right in. I had told Sebastian that I might be there, because at that point, I did have the email that they sent out to all the volunteers, and please, if you can even come an hour, we would love it. Yeah, I worked my normal section because that person was actually out. Usually she trades with me so that I have Sebastian's section, and I'm just used to that section. I always forget that the 4th graders even exist because they're not in that section at all. 2nd graders, kindergartners, and 4th graders are never in my section. The kindergartners are the first ones there, so I'm helping out while the rest is empty, and 2nd graders are the last ones there. So I'm over there like cleaning up their tables as they're getting ready to leave. So I was in my normal section. It was pretty normal. I mean, more and more kids really recognize me. And I'm able to give them a stern, go sit down. That was from the 5th grade class I taught. I'm like, seriously, this kid. The one kid that refused to do is, I don't know if that kid did it either, honestly. No, he did. I think he just half-assed it. Yeah, the kid that refused to do it was not there in lunch. But yeah, this one is always up. Not where he's supposed to be. But he actually listened to me. I said, just sit down. And he just sat down. And I'm like, all right. So I appreciate it when they actually listen, and like the custodian doesn't have to follow behind me and say, she told you to stop running. You need to listen to her. She's a grown-up and you need to listen to her. She's always got my back. She's the best. But yeah, I like hit a wall at the end when I was cleaning all the tables in my section. It's a lot of work, and it's been a long week, and it feels more tiring, I think, because I'm not paid for it. But I can't say no. When I know somebody needs help, and I know I'm free, like I wasn't totally free, but I was partly free. Like I would have gotten out of there at 11:30 and made it there by 11:45, and then that was the last hour, but the first hour is more critical, not the second hour. So I always feel so guilty just going home, when I know somebody needs help. And I feel like if I don't help people as much as possible and be nice to them and give them things and care for them, then I'm just, why am I here and not worthy of being here and being a person if I'm not doing things for others? I don't know. It's weird. I would feel terrible if I just said no and didn't go and had no reason and they had no help, which is why I was there. But anyway, yeah, I finished it up. The staff go out the cafeteria door into that side lot. I cannot, because I have to sign back out with my visitor badge. So I head back to the office, and the wonderful security guard was like, thank you, will we see you next week? Because I was like here the whole week. Only Monday I wasn't there. And I was like already heading towards the door. I was like, nope, I don't think so. You're probably sick of me anyway. And I'm like, you probably need a break from me anyway. And I pushed the door open, and the lady who always emails, she's like, we would never be sick of you. And by the way, we just got an email. So-and-so called out on Monday, but we don't want to email. We don't want to ask you yet. We'll send an email out, which means nobody's going to answer. And I'm going to feel guilty, and I'm going to do it. I don't know. We'll see. Miracles can happen. I could actually have a day where I can do things, because I think Wednesday or Thursday is when this is going to get ripped out. A little refresher of my ugly, dirty bathroom that's dirty because I stopped being able to clean it. Yeah. I have taken baths 2 days in a row because even though our bathtub has cracks in it that you probably can't see from this distance, maybe you can. Oh, this is confusing. It's right here. One of them, there's other cracks. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a full day to continue to clear things out. I need to start moving things that I don't use as often. Nail polish, for example, over all the things I use daily will move at the last possible minute, because it sucks for 4 people to share one bathroom. I don't know how families do it, they do it. But, oh, it's going to be hard because it's like 3 boys and me. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, came home, inhaled some food while trying to figure out why my backups were being really large. And Danny had asked me to look into that. I think some things were double copying, like I send videos and photos to Google. And so they shouldn't be going to my local backups, because we already have triple redundancy on those, and Google has their redundancy. So it was intense. Lots, like 3 terabytes or something, like a lot. I don't know, but I think we sorted it. I don't know. Maybe I did what Danny said, and then I had to get Sebastian from the bus. Danny left at that same time to go hang out with Yvonne. And yeah, then it was just kid duty. Oh, I didn't say, when Sebastian's class was picked up by his teacher, she stopped me. She's like, I need to set up a meeting with you because Sebastian hasn't been finishing his tests. He has 2 tests he needs to finish. And I don't know what to do. We need to meet and make plans. So the other thing I did while I was inhaling my lunch was write to the school counselor and CC his teacher and say, look, I'm out of ideas. It's hard to even make it through homework with incentives and accommodations at home. Obviously, these things can't happen for tests at school. I don't know what to do, if we can meet or if you have ideas. Yeah, I'm at a loss. So I did talk to him a little bit, but I mean, there's not much I can do right now. But he played outside. At one point I made some popcorn because I ran out of my normal like sea salt popcorn I always have on hand. And I wanted to surprise him by bringing a bag out to him in the alley. And he wasn't in the alley. And he wasn't out front. And he wasn't by any of his friends' houses. Though he should have asked me to go in them. Like he had his scooter, so I was looking for a scooter. I just couldn't find him. I was circling and circling. And finally, like 10 minutes later, he appears outside of one of his friend's house. I'm like, where were you? And it turned out he was in a different alley across the street, which he has never had permission to go to, never asked. And so I had to stick with it and said, you were going inside for a 30-minute timeout for not asking me, not telling me where you were going. I mean, I got spanked when I went like one street over without saying. I was in such deep doo-doo. I probably wasn't allowed out for a while too. So he got off easy. In the first few minutes, he was just sobbing. He was like, I hate this. I don't know why you're being so mean. This is not fair. This is so long. Blah. But he eventually calmed down and he apologized like really sweetly and genuinely. So So I reduced it 5 minutes. He waited 25. He was so much calmer and accepting, and he promised to always tell me if he was going to that alley. So it was uneventful for the rest of the evening with him. Jax invited a friend over to hang out, which was kind of annoying to me because he also took a long way home. So his friend was like coming over at like 5:30. I'm like, dude, it's dinner time. I'm so done with people. But yeah, he stayed until dinner arrived. I ordered a treat of smoothies and wraps from the smoothie shop, which is $50 for 3 people. Ow. Ow. That was a big treat. And that was the $5 coupon. Good grief. I also made reservations for brunch on Sunday, which is Danny's birthday. Yeah, I asked him if he was up for that. We do need to be there at 9:30, which the kids always complain we eat too late because we like to take it easy in the mornings on weekends. We're awake. I'm always awake by like 8, but I don't want to be moving. So we will have to move that day. That restaurant fills up, so that was the only spots left, and I'm impressed that they had those because you usually have to book by Thursday. I think that's it. Yeah, we ate. I paid Jax to watch Sebastian so I could take a bath. I didn't really need a bath. I wasn't cold today, but I needed a long time. So that'll work. He wants a game on Steam that's on sale right now for I think $7.50. So Danny said that he can have $5 for the babysitting, and he could have the other 2 if he cleaned the hall bathroom, which is one of his chores, which normally gives him $5. So he's like kind of mixing the 2 jobs together pay-wise. And so yeah, I'm gonna finish editing this and probably put my credit card into his Steam account so he can get the game he earned. And I'll give Ziggy a little bit of time before we come up here to bed. Yeah, that is it. That's my day. I just doubled the length of that video. Thank you, as always, my OGs who watch all the way to the end. Because I know it's just about my boring life, and this is mostly for me to look back on, my kids to look back on. So I appreciate that you actually watch it. Good night, friends. Stay safe, be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.